Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. With Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan, and we're joined by our reporter David Aldridge on the sidelines. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at Atlanta, earning the first place position with a terrific record, and we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And, of course, Brooklyn, 6.5 games behind them.
And, you know, right now for Atlanta, they've been taking no prisoners here in the early part of the season. It's been a very fast start and a lot of focus for this group.
Yeah, and it's to no one's surprise. This is a well-run, well-coached organization. They have a strong culture. They're going to be a tough out for anyone.
So the next starting five. We've got Carter. Shaw is out there with Jaden Ivey. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Brown in at the 3. And for Atlanta, Mobley is out there with Edey. Then there's Black. Then it's Green. And looking at tonight's contest, Coach, why are both teams so good rebounding?
Well, I'd like to say it's great coaching, Kevin. You know, I can always give those guys credit. But in reality, both teams do have a philosophy to go after the ball, and both these teams have tough, active people who are committed to getting as many extra possessions as they possibly can.
And you can't win in this league unless you can rebound, right?
Well, especially on the defensive end, Kevin. You've got to be able to keep the other team off the glass. At the offensive end, it sort of varies from team to team.
Getting another opportunity here to see that powerful rejection.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Ivey kicks to Portis, 6 to shoot. Ivey on the wing, guarded by Green. Pass to Black. Outside, Green. Over Ivey. And the shot falls short this time. And here are the Nets. We play just over a minute here in the first. Shaw passes to Brown. That's tipped. Over in the corner, Green. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Atlanta shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Number 8, taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses. And the second free throw, good. Here's Ivey. 11-point game his last outing. Outside Portis. Back to Ivey. Brown feeling it out a bit. 18 feet out. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Well, you got to know the scouting report on Brown. He's solid cashing in from the mid-range.
Pass to Edey. Here's Black. Green with the ball. Buries the long-range jumper.
Not even thinking about it. When Green is catching and firing like that, you know he's feeling it.
Outside Portis. Nets passing it around. Brown outside. to the middle. Here's Carter, and then Carter with the dunk.
I like the unselfish approach from Brown there, willing to give it up to his open teammates.
For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. See some of the numbers here for him.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse. We talked about how they plan to deal with Jaylen Brown. He said Brown's explosive off the dribble, so we have to have bodies in front of him, be physical with him, stay connected with him at all times. We'll see if they can keep Jaylen in check. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Down low. He doesn't hit that one. Some solid defense from Brown. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Trailing by 2. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, then another. Really the story of the game.
Yeah, they just committed too many mistakes at both ends. But credit their opponent for being disruptive.
Here is Shaw. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Dallas.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
And that rejection had some mustard on it. Huge, huge play.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
Brooklyn with the ball. Brown right side. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. For Atlanta, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Now here's Brown. He had 15 points last outing. It's blocked.
Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
Back the pass to Mobley. Brooklyn with the rebound. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta. Portis the screen. Here's Shaw. And again, it's the Nets missing. Atlanta with the ball. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
Well, it comes down to preparation. They were ready for that game and kept the crowd out of it for the most part.
Here's Brown. And the Nets miss again.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
Here's Ivy. It's good. This game is all even.
And using that quickness to maneuver around the paint that time. What a play from Ivy.
And it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Making a switch here. Gassol's checked in. Let's take a look at the players that have been grabbing rebounds in bunches to lead the NBA over the last 10 games. Well, you look at Edey, a terrific rebounder, 5th overall.
When it comes to rebounding, it's been a stupendous stretch for him. He's been using his body and strength so effectively.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. We're only around halfway through this very long season, GA. This is when the grind, I think, really kicks in.
Yeah, you think about the physical and mental toll this game takes on you. And I miss being out there, but, man, I tell you, it can be a grind.
No good on that one. He hits the second from the line. Brooklyn trailing. Pass to Ivy. It's stolen by Green. Poked away. Now here's Ivy. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Now Brown. Ivy with a screen for Brown. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Jaylen Brown with the rebound.
Yeah, not his best night in terms of shot selection. Lucky for him, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Pass to Shaw. And it's blocked. And they hit it back. Carter sets the pick for Brown. 5 on the clock. Fires for 3. That shot is off. Like 6 others he's attempted tonight, he has but 1 basket.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And he drops in the layup off the glass. And Atlanta leads by 3.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Shaw passes to Portis.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
and just a top-notch free throw shooter this year, all the way up there at 88%.
first one falls. Smith checked in for Evan Mobley. And the Nets also making a change. Jonathan Kuminga. He's checked in for Brown. And Portis drains both of them.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Pass to Smith. With the floater, the shot goes in. First shot, first basket. Nets trail by 3. Here's Ivy. Outside Portis. Ivy against Green. Shot clock at 6. It's stolen. Smith outside. Pass to Castle. Green against Ivy. And it's Green missing.
Oh, you got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
And here's Ivy. To the paint. Here's Carter. Edey with the rebound. Edey's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And he drops it in from the low post. He's got 7. Nets trail by 5. And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. So for the Nets, Clark is checked in for Carter. Miller comes in for Bobby Portis. And it's Maledon in for Shaw. Maledon. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Ivy. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Atlanta leading by 5. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. The baseline jam. Here's Edey. No good with the layup. And here's Miller. He'll bring it up for the Nets. Floats it up for Kuminga. And no good.
Well, that alley-oop attempt, a case of what could have been, just didn't finish the play.
Well, it's not easy to time that up. Just not quite in sync there.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Nets trail by 7. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Miller outside. Clark for 3. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the Brooklyn Nets wasted no time hiring their next coach, Jordi Fernandez, shortly after the conclusion of last season. Despite his youth, Fernandez has been on the rise after stops as an assistant with the Kings, Nuggets, and Cavs, as well as coaching the Canadian national team. Kevin?
You know, D.A., we've been talking about Jordi Fernandez for a long time. Now his big break, and I'm very happy. I know we all are for Coach Fernandez. Hey, David, thank you. Doesn't go that time. Here's Castle. Rebound, Brooklyn. There's 1:38 left in the first. Inside, and stolen by Mobley. Here's Castle. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. To end the cold streak, and that one's good by Clark.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Atlanta leading by 5. Pass to Edey. Here's Castle. Outside, Green. Mobley against Miller. Shot clock at 5. Fades and shoots. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. And Atlanta leads by 8.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
To the inside, Clark. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Outside, Green. To the middle, here's Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
Solid job of moving the ball by Green, setting up a teammate.
Nets trail by 8. Now, here's Melodon. No scoring in this one. Down low, clock at 6. Williams looking around. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Atlanta holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. We've got more in store for you right after this. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Atlanta.
Well, their defense has been really impressive, especially the number of blocks they've managed to get. It's not easy to keep denying guys at the rim.
Yeah, and such a great job of being active and aggressive with their hands. They're just putting ball handlers on their heels.
And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. They've got Miller on out there with Melodon. Then it's Brandon Clark. And it's Kuminga in at the small forward position. Now here's Brown. Miller sets a screen for Kuminga. Connects from three-point range. Kuminga's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Nets. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Kuminga. Miller, the pass to Melodon. Foster against Clark. Pass to Kuminga. And Kuminga throws it down.
An incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Here's Sohan. He had 10 points in the win against Charlotte.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Now, Sohan, he has yet to score. 4 on the shot clock. Williams for 3. A rebound by the Nets. Brown's got 4 rebounds now tonight. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Atlanta leading by 3. Williams finds Sohan. Count the basket.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Every year, Greg, we get a new batch of rookies into the NBA, and sometimes we're all guilty of judging them too early.
Oh, absolutely. I think we need probably 3 years to evaluate a player. You know, fans and media can be a little harsh at times, but not everybody develops at the same rate.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Drives to the hoop. A shot by Melodon. No good.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Black, no good. And Clark has got the ball here for the Brooklyn Nets. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. And Atlanta has possession following the bucket by the Nets. Here's Mobley, and Mobley throws it down.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
And here is Melodon. Hasn't made one yet. Shoots a 3. Evan Mobley with the rebound. Atlanta leading by 6. Inside, it's tipped to the left wing. Mobley is free. Black. It's Clark with the rebound. For Brooklyn, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Here's Melodon. Pass to Kuminga. Picked by Clark. Fires the 3. Kuminga, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Sohan. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Mobley, a screen on Kuminga. Here's Sohan. Count it from 12. Sohan's got the lead up to 8 now for Atlanta.
Boy, did he burrow his way in there, and the D just sort of backed off.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Atlanta making some changes. Foster comes in for Sohan. And Jalen Green subbed in for Williams. Carter, he's checked in for the Nets. Shaw comes in for Maladon. And so it's Brooklyn with it. 8-point game. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Carter. Rebound, Atlanta. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
Well, once Green gets inside, he has the body control to adjust to the defender there and finish.
Here is Shaw. Pass to Carter. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Mobley outside. Foster is screen on Miller. Mobley wide open. Traps in the tray. Mobley's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Now here is Carter. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Yes, that goes in.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Well, there's a unique profile for Wendell Carter Jr. A tremendous rebounder and shooter, and now he's playing on a pretty good team, and he's a big reason why.
He sure is. Look, he's really big at 6'10", 270. All right, top 20 in the league in rebounding and effective field goal percentage. Can shoot the 3. Great blend of size, skill, and toughness.
Stan, of all the different styles of offense in this NBA, what style is the toughest to defend, toughest to stop?
Kevin, I don't think there's really any difference in terms of styles or systems in terms of what's tough to stop. It's players. And it's how well a system maximizes their best players. That's what makes teams tough to stop.
Portis, he's checked in for the Nets. Ivy comes in for Jonathan Kuminga.
We got this.
And he makes both free throws.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Shaw passes to Brown. There's a screen. Takes the 3. And he's good on the 3 ball. Brown's got 5 points so far.
And that's good decision-making by Brown in the pick and roll. He'll make the right read more often than not.
Black kicks it to Foster. Back to Black. There's the triple. Carter pulls it in. Nets trail by 8. As the son of 2 professional athletes, Stan, Jaden Ivey was raised around sports. He knows the culture.
Yeah, that's an understatement, Kevin. His grandfather and father both played professional football. His mom played in the WNBA. She's now a college coach, but she also spent some time as an assistant with the Grizzlies. This guy has had sports from the time he was born.
And that one falls for Ivy.
The first thing people mention about Ivy is that explosiveness. The first step allows him to get downhill and really makes him effective in those ISO situations.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Black. He's coming off a 16-point game against Charlotte.
Yeah, and his facilitating was also extremely impressive. He was outsmarting the defense and easily connecting with ready shooters.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Carter sets the pick for Brown. Shoots over Foster. And the Nets miss again.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. So it'll be Jalen Green shooting. It goes on Jaden Ivey. For Atlanta, they have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Smith checked in for Atlanta. Free throw drops for Green.
And once the G League took it to another level, Green skipped college, became the #2 overall pick of the draft. And that's really changed the landscape.
Now, here's Portis. He's coming off a 10-point game against Dallas.
And he did a lot of work on the glass as well. He impacted the game on multiple points.
And showing the vert there. Smith Jr. up in the rafters to finish that alley-oop.
Outside Portis. Brown outside. Six to shoot. Puts up a deep 3. Carter, the pass to Portis. It's good.
And not a bad passing center. Carter Jr. with the solid find there that leads to a bucket.
Green against Ivy. Smith outside. And here's Green outside. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got his 5th rebound in this one. Brown outside. Carter finds Portis. Ivy against Green. Brown wide open. He fires. Sinks the triple. Brown's got 8 points.
And this is what the team wants JB to do. Punish defenses that don't respect him from the corner.
Pass to Black. Brooklyn with the rebound. Brown's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Back to Ivy. Rebound Atlanta. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Black. Just his first attempt. Foster, that's good. And Atlanta leads by 10.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Here's Portis. Oh, that's blocked. And they recover it. Pass to Carter. From the arc. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Yeah, and it seems like he's getting more comfortable with each bucket.
Outside, Green. Smith outside. 3-pointer. A rebound by the Nets. Carter's got 6 rebounds in the game. Ivy against Green. The shot by Ivy, no good. Atlanta leading by 7. The latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Jaylen Brown has put it all together. He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, DA, as always. Here is Carter after the basket by Atlanta. Over to the wing. Here's Shaw. Another one falls for Brooklyn. There's 1:38 left now here in the second. Green with a screen on Brown. From 11 feet away, it's rebounded by Portis. Nets trail by 7. Here's Ivy. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And defenses can't be too physical with Ivy because he's just so good at attracting the whistle.
At the line for 2.
And that one falls for Ivy.
And he didn't go to the line once in the first half. But now he's figuring out how to draw contact and get himself to the line.
Edey's checked in for Atlanta. Evan Mobley comes in for Smith. Kuminga's come in for the Nets. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. So it's Atlanta now, leading by 5. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they're shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Brooklyn with the ball, following Jalen Green's 3. Pass to Carter. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. From the baseline. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
And likes the view from there. He's a strong mid-range shooter.
Yeah, and once you see that advantage from the sideline, you just want to yell at him to shoot the ball.
Here's Edey. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Look, he kept finding ways to get to the free throw line. He knew the other team couldn't stop him, so he just continued to punish them at the line.
It's the Nets now after the basket by Atlanta. Portis, the pass to Shaw. Back to Portis. Outside, Kuminga launches a 3. Atlanta with the rebound. Edey's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Ivy against Green. And he finishes nicely on the way up. And now it's a 10-point Atlanta lead.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And so it's Jalen Green making highlights for Atlanta. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Player of the Month awards are in. Let's check them out. And, of course, the Studio Analyst of the Month awards have been announced as well. Any guesses on the 2 recipients?
Well, it's got to be Shaq and myself. I mean, who else are they going to pick?
Yeah, it's me and Kenny. We win by default.
Sorry, guys, it says Ernie and Ernie. They gave it to me twice. Maybe you'll do better next month. And let's move on to that first half. Talk about a rough start for the Nets.
I can't see what they're trying to do offensively. Maybe with a little more patience, that shooting percentage will tick upwards.
Yeah, we saw several instances where the guy should have just made the extra pass. That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You look at Jalen Green. He's really been playing well.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Nets trail by 10. Jalen Green is out there with Black. Then there's Mobley. Then there's Edey. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Brown outside. Just 5 to shoot. Stripped it away. One-on-one fast break. In for his 7th make in 14 tries.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
Now here's Brown. Outside Portis. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Here is Shaw. Pass to Brown. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game, and so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball, and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
There are so many different roles Jaylen Brown can take on for his team.
Mobley outside. Green against Ivy. Shot clock at 6. For the 3. Shaw with the rebound. Nets trail by 11. Brown dishes to Ivy. Launches it. A 3-pointer is right on target. Ivy's got 9.
You know Ivy loves to find that shot. The defense has to be more careful with him at the arc.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Mobley outside. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for 1 more at the line.
And loving the strategy. Even though you're well ahead, you want to stay in attack mode.
Yeah, you got to keep going at him. You don't want to leave any hope for a comeback.
And that one misses. Nets trail by 10. Here's Brown. Mobley with the block. Little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Hits it from three-point range.
They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys.
Looking here at some numbers for Brown. He's been dominant over the last month. He's putting up about 17 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
Yeah, look, he is truly the kind of player you build everything around. Your plays, your lineups, it's all about setting this guy up for success.
Now, here's Brown. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Ivy. He can't get it to go.
Yeah, those shots from him are certainly not helping their case.
There's Green with the 3. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Brown outside. Carter kicks to Portis and stolen by Mobley. Goes up. Oh, wow, what a quick move inside.
That is incredible.
And it is flushed down with a nice jam. Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Nets trail by 15. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Ivy finds Brown. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Ivy. And the 3 ball is good. Ivy's got a pair of 3s now here in the third for the Nets.
And lightning fast. Ivy has to get rid of it before the lead can collapse there. And he did.
Mobley is screened. Black in the post. From down in the low post, it goes.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
Fires the 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. He's got 23.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Nets trail by 17. Brown outside. Mobley against Portis. Pass to Shaw. Back to Portis. To the paint. Here's Brown. Makes it off the glass. Brown's got 11.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
Here's Edey. Now here's Green. They get it back. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. And Atlanta leads by 17.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Brown outside. Looking to end his cold spell. Shaw, no good. Atlanta's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. From long range or short, small forwards on this list have been on target for the past 10 games, leading their position in field goal percentage. Second, Jaylen Brown.
And that tells you about their ability to slash through the defense and get to the hoop effectively. I mean, because you have to be getting a lot of layups to have that kind of a percent.
Yeah, as a wing, it can be hard to hit your shots at a high rate. I applaud this group for playing smart basketball.
Kuminga's come in for Brooklyn. Both good from the line that time. Nets trail by 19. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Green against Ivy. Back to Green. Brooklyn with the rebound. Carter's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Ivy kicks to Kuminga. Hands it from downtown. Kuminga's got 8.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Pass to Black. Fader on the way. Rebound, Brooklyn. Ivy with it. He's got 12. And that one drops for him. 6 points for him.
Well, he sends it inside where they can get a high percentage look. That's just great basketball.
Green against Ivy. Holds it up there for Mobley. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Now here's Kuminga. He's got 8. Carter sets the pick for Kuminga. And it's off from three-point range. Atlanta leading by 16. And there's the drive. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
Nets trail by 19. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Mobley.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for Atlanta.
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
And also, guys, they pushed the ball and been able to score in transition, trying to take advantage of playing in the open floor as often as possible.
Both free throws good from Kuminga. Atlanta leading by 17. Green kicks to Mobley. Back to Green. Here's Edey. There's the drive. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. For Atlanta, they have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far.
Edey. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Castle's checked in for Atlanta. And so he hits both. Nets trail by 19. Outside, Kuminga. And stolen by Mobley. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's Castle. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
Here's Brown after the basket by Atlanta. 6 on the shot clock. Nice move. And the layup is good. Brown's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Look, Brown's a great athlete. I love to see him work inside.
Pass to Castle. Back to Green. Mobley, a screen on Ivy. Hits the three-point bomb. Green's got 16 points.
Well, that's now his 3rd triple of the game. First here in this second half.
Outside, Kuminga. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Down low. Here's Brown. Evan Mobley with the rebound. Mobley's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Here's Castle. It's good from long range. 7 points in the game.
Well, he's shooting a high percentage, but not taking enough shots, in my opinion. He needs to be more aggressive on offense.
Now, here's Ivy. He's got 12. Carter with a screen on Green. To the middle. A nice shot by Carter.
Oh, and the playmaking of Ivy on full display.
Here's Atlanta. They're on a 15-6 run.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Pass to Mobley. Lets it go with the 3. Here's Edey. And he dunks it down.
Well, if you're going to let him get that close to the rim, that's what's going to happen. Leaving no room for error with the slam.
Here is Shaw. 6 points for him. Carter kicks to Ivy. Inside. Carter right side. Evan Mobley with the rebound. Mobley's got his 6th rebound on the night. Pass to Castle. Loads it up there for Mobley. It's stolen by Kuminga. One-on-one fast break. And Carter with the basket on the assist by Brown. Carter's got 13 points.
Well, he's playing great tonight, but not quite well enough to carry the entire team. They need to find some other contributors.
Here's Castle. He's got 7. Misses the wing chair.
Thin margin of error right there. You have to work for a better shot.
Brown kicks to Ivy. Here's Shaw. Atlanta with the rebound. Green's got his 4th rebound in this one. Lets it go from deep. Good on the triple. He has 31.
Well, they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Pass to Shaw. Back to Ivy. Carter right side. To the wing right side. Here's Kuminga. Mobley with the block. Here's Castle. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. With 1 on the clock. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's Atlanta just dominating this one. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Atlanta's shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. So for Brooklyn now, Miller is out there with Kuminga. Then there's Jaylen Brown. Then there's Maledon. And it's Clark in at the 5. Now here's Maledon. Floats it up for Kuminga. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Like the pass from Clark there, showing he can be a piece of the puzzle.
Here's Castle. So Stan, I've been wondering about these different approaches. The development system for youth basketball is vastly different in the U.S. than in Europe. Which do you think is best?
Well, I think in terms of developing skills, Kevin, we've seen it. The European players of all sizes have very well-rounded games skill-wise. They do a lot of work on a daily basis developing those skills, whereas in the U.S., our young guys play a lot of games in the AAU system. Skill development not as strong, but they do learn to compete on an everyday basis.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Second personal foul, first team foul. Shooting for Brooklyn, Theo Maledon, taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, good for Maledon. And so he makes both from the line. Hey, Stan, we've exported so much corporate basketball knowledge overseas. Remember when Fratello and you and your brother Jeff would go over there and have these clinics and teach the coaches the game. And they've taken that knowledge clearly and run with it.
No, I think that definitely happened when those guys went over. I think now it's sort of going the other way in large part. I know that all of us in the league now study what the great coaches in Europe are doing, and there's a lot of them, and the game is different, but they incorporate a lot of different concepts. I don't know a staff in the league that isn't spending a lot of time studying in the international game.
First free throw is good.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Good on both.
And as a team, they're hovering around the high 80s from the free throw line. They've gotten better as the game has gone along, which is exactly what you want to see.
Now, here's Maledon. Pass to Brown. Clark, a screen on Green. Clock at 6. Brown inside, guarded by Green. Brown, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Smith the pass to Green. Smith with a screen on Miller. Green kicks to Smith from deep. And it's Melodown with the rebound. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Miller outside. And the NBA coach has made sure franchises can't sell their future via draft picks in a trade. So what do you think of that?
I think it was probably a good idea because, you know, all of us, coaches, maybe even more than GMs, but organizations get to a point that you want to win so badly in the present that you're willing to just sacrifice the future, and that can lead to some very bad teams down the road, and the NBA doesn't want that.
And we've seen that. You're right. A lot of examples. Brown outside. Here's Clark, and it's blocked. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Smith for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Brown the pass to Melodown. Back to Brown. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession.
Atlanta ball.
Atlanta making a switch here. Edey's checked in. Then for the Nets, Bay comes in for Brandon Clark. Shaw subbed in for Melodown. For Atlanta, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Pass to Castle. Here's Black. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Bobbed up there for Green. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Just hanging in the air that time. Green with some terrific bounce.
Here is Shaw. And here is Brown from deep three-point land. Rebound by Smith.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And the upcoming schedule for Brooklyn. On Tuesday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then on Thursday, they'll tip off a road trip in Boston where they'll take on the Celtics.
And that game against the Hawks, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Foster's checked in for Edey. Williams comes in for Green. And Jeremy Sohan subbed in for Black. To the inside. Back to Sohan. I've heard some talk about this idea, Stan. What do you think about adding a one-on-one tournament to the All-Star Weekend?
Wow, Kevin, I love that idea. And if you could get the better players to play, I think there would be some serious interest in that from fans and some great competition among the players.
We see it every night in the NBA. That's what we all crave for, right? We want to see the biggest names against each other.
Yeah, every night we want to see the best players one-on-one against the other great players in the league.
Atlanta with the ball. Following Jonathan Kuminga's 3.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Shaw passes to Brown. Over Castle. A nice shot by Brown.
And Brown can score from anywhere, which is what makes him a big problem for the defense.
Here's the screen. Here's Sohan. Count it.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Here is Shaw, defended by Sohan. Foster against Miller. Here's Kuminga. Rebound, Atlanta.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Sohan up top. And they pick up 2. Sohan's got 4 points this quarter.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Pass to Kuminga. Brown outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, he hit a couple of threes in the first half, but none since then.
Here's Sohan. Latre. Harrison and Smith with the assist that time.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Brown inside. Pass to Bay. To halt the run. And he lays it up and in. Bay's got his first points in this one.
Well, he can get you the ball in a number of ways. That time with a great bounce pass.
The 3. The offensive rebound.
And while perimeter play might be Smith's calling card, he does have the size to do damage inside.
At the line for Atlanta, Jabari Smith, taking 2 shots.
Free throw good, Smith. Hey, Coach Van Gundy, what advice would you give to the teams that are rebuilding around their young players?
Well, generally, Kevin, what I would say is get some veteran leadership, some veteran presence on your team also, so that you have guys that can show the young guys what professionalism is and help them in their adjustment to the NBA.
Yeah, getting the right kind of veteran, right, with the right kind of message.
That's a great point. Just having an older guy is not the answer.
Now, here's Brown. Another shot. Can't hit that one. Excellent D there from Williams.
Yeah, and they're fighting to get back in this one, but unfortunately, he just keeps coming up empty.
The shot's good from Smith.
Good work inside from Smith Jr., putting that size to work.
Brooklyn's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Here's Shaw. And it's Foster with the rebound. Foster's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Inside. Back to Smith. Takes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
What a difference a half can make. As much as he struggled in the first 2 quarters, he certainly made up for it with his play in the second half.
Now here is Carter. There's Brown with the 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Brown's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Brown does a nice job of staying ready and making himself a weapon off the ball.
Here's Castle. Ivy defending. Foster is screen on Ivy. To the paint. And it's Foster finishing it off.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now, here's Ivy. Something we're used to seeing here in the NBA, Coach. Retired players being critical of the younger generations. What's your assessment?
I think it's unfortunate, Kevin. I really do. I think the approach should more be from the retired players. They should have an appreciation of what they built and really enjoy the accomplishments of the current players. And then on the other hand, the current players need to look back and respect the foundation that those former players built for them.
Here is Shaw. Up top, Brown. And there's the call. It'll go on Cody Williams.
First personal foul.
That is his first foul of the game. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
Here's Brown. Offensive rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Ivy got in there, got his hands dirty, and was rewarded with a basket. That's hard work, and that's what this team needs.
Here's Sohan. Takes a three. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Atlanta.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Now, here's Ivy. Back to Brown. 5 to shoot. This one for 3. Buries it from three-point range.
Well, you know, when Brown's hitting the 3, it really opens up this offense.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now, Sohan, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And you know they feel good giving their fans a show here while taking care of business.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
Here is Shaw. And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And as we leave, we present our player of the game.